morning, everybody, and welcome to the Baker Take. I'm Rebecca Baker, and on the Baker Take, we go over things about politics and life and entertainment and little sports, just a lot of different little topics here and there. Joining me is my daughter, Presley Baker. This is episode 16. Presley,
Hi,
good morning.
Mom.
Hey, good morning. I just saw you.
Morning. I know. Last night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Presley was home for the holiday and then she took off and didn't land till midnight last night. So I feel like
Yeah.
I just saw her. So
You did.
yeah, I did. So on this episode, let's kick it off. We wanted to talk a little bit about celebrities. So we're going to talk just quickly about celebrities who said that they would leave after the Trump election, and most of them obviously did not. But George Clooney, he already kind of lives abroad, doesn't he, Press?
He does. He lives in France and
In
he lives in
Italy
Lake Como,
sometimes, yeah.
Italy. So
So yeah, so and then Taylor Swift, I don't know if she said she was leaving. I heard rumors she was, but
she didn't say she's leaving. She has a mansion in Rhode Island.
okay.
Her parents live near Philadelphia. Her boyfriend lives in Kansas. She's not leaving.
Okay.
No.
Alyssa Milano, she's not even relevant. I don't even know why she continues to come up.
She's only relevant because of the Me Too movement and
Yeah,
nothing else.
yeah.
And yeah, no one cares that if she leaves.
No. Ellen, I think,
She was in a movie though that was a really good movie that I watched with you guys called Fear
yes,
with Mark Wahlberg and
yes.
It's like Reese Witherspoon's first movie. I think she's like 16 in the movie. But
That was a terrifying movie.
oh my god, disturbing movie.
And there's
Unexpectedly disturbing movie. You think it's gonna be like a romantic kind of movie, like a drama?
yeah, no. And Reese Witherspoon and Mark Wahlberg were so young, so
And they
crazy
were
young.
so good. They're
They were
both
so
so
good.
good.
Yeah, those people need to watch
Yeah.
that. Pull that up.
Yeah.
So another celebrity said that she was leaving, but I think she already had plans to leave, which is weird. But Ellen went ahead
Oh,
and moved to the
the drama
UK.
on that is that Ellen was like really good friends with P. Diddy, like really good friends with P. Diddy,
Yeah.
and like would post for his birthday and stuff every year. And so she's kind of like involved in that whole scandal situation
Okay.
with him, where
Yeah.
he's got all the sex crime charges, right?
Right.
So they think that Ellen's leaving like preventatively so that she's not like implicated in that.
Huh. Okay. Well, the world's a small place now, so she can still be
Oh yeah, especially the UK. If you go to
implicated.
the
Yeah, I
UK,
mean
they're
she's
gonna
in
extradite
England,
you right back here.
right? Um, Also, I saw
Yeah.
a picture of her. I know that. I mean, you can see pictures of me at times too, and I look scary as hell. But there was a picture of Ellen, and I was like, oh, she looked horrific. Uh,
Well, I don't think the haircut she has right now does her any favors. Like I
Agree.
think that she looked better when her hair was a little longer.
Tiny bit longer. It's really,
Yeah.
really short now. Yeah.
It's too short now. It's like super cut short. It needs to
Yeah.
be like a little bit longer.
Yeah, I agree. Because she doesn't have the prettiest features either. She looks good when she's put together and when she, has
Yeah.
on her, she dresses well
I was gonna
and
say she has a pretty good taste in style,
I
I think.
agree. Yeah, but she looked bad. But I think you're right. I think part of it was the haircut. She had no makeup on. She looked exhausted. She had bags under her eyes and all that kind of stuff. But we can all be caught at those times. I think.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, she dresses well and she's funny, and that's why she has a
Oh,
hot wife.
she's hilarious. I actually love Ellen. I think she's very funny.
I do too.
Um,
People hate on Ellen, and I know she probably was a dictator on her set, but at the
well,
same time, a lot of artistic people are with their craft,
I was gonna
and
say like
yeah,
perfectionist, and I
yeah,
think she's a perfectionist, and I think that a lot of people get labeled that way, or are little tyrants when it comes to their shows and stuff because they want them done a certain way, and I kind of don't blame her for that, I
Well, and
mean,
I think that Ellen like had a lot of pressure on her that people forget about, which is that like she was really the first like out
oh,
lesbian
for
comedian
sure.
that was like prominent like that.
Mhm.
And so she had a lot of pressure on her to be funny and to stay relevant. And I don't know.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
I thought she was funny. I loved her show, and then I loved when she hosted different award ceremonies and stuff, award shows. She was great.
Yeah.
She is great. Barbara Streisand, nobody cares if she leaves or not. Okay,
Yeah.
so she
No.
keeps, and she threatened to leave last time and didn't leave. So these people that keep saying they're going to leave, go ahead and leave. I don't know why they're still here.
The people
Um,
who care about Broadway, I guess, would slightly care, but that's it.
yeah, she's not even really Broadway. She's just an old celebrity. She was an old. I used to love some of her old movies, like Funny Girl and gosh, what was she in? The Way We Were, and things like that.
Yeah.
She has an incredible voice, but she's not really relevant. I did hear something funny at one time. So when I was pregnant with you, I was supposed to go to a Barbara Streisand concert in Vegas on New Year's Eve with Grandma and Grandpa and Jean. And I was too pregnant, so they said, "You can't go." And I'm like, okay. So my parents had to find somebody else to go. And they ended up taking friends to go. But what I heard afterwards, which I thought was funny, was that while she was in Vegas at the hotel, she required the hotel staff, to sprinkle rose petals in her toilet several times a day.
That's stupid.
Isn't that bizarre? That's
It's
so
really
weird. Yeah.
Celebrities are weird.
Yeah.
They do weird little things like that, but no, that's odd.
Yeah, that was very strange. I know when we tried to book Casey and the Sunshine Band one time, they said like they needed a whole giant bowl of mixed M&Ms, peanut M&Ms in the suite if we hired them. I'm like, okay, I can do
I
that.
know like some of them do that have like really big, I can't remember which band it was. It was like Metallica or something, that they have like a lot of like pyrotechnics and like dangerous stuff in their set.
Uh-huh.
They add in little things like that in the contract so that they know if like the people followed everything to a T
Ah, okay.
to keep people safe. But Casey and the Sunshine Band and Barbara Streisand aren't doing
No.
that. So
Rose petals. I mean,
no, there's no excuse
I
for
don't need the
that.
rose
But like,
petals. I'm in and out. It's not anything fancy.
no, it's not an event.
It's not an event. I'm in and out of the bathroom. Um, the other one is Sharon Stone, which again, she's a good actress, but she's not that relevant. I mean, she hasn't been in a lot of things recently, and she's been in a few movies, but it's been a long time since. She's beautiful, by the way, too, because I sat next to her at the Ivy in LA one time.
Oh, did you?
Years ago, yeah, and she walked in some big red uh, sweater outfit with this big red cape that matched, and she was all decked out from head to toe in red, and she looked fabulous. She was beautiful. She was actually prettier in person, I think, than I thought
I
on
can
the
see that.
screen. Huh?
I can see that.
Yeah, yeah, she was gorgeous. But so she stated recently too, not only that she was going to leave, but she stated the last week, I believe, was that she believes that 80% of Americans don't travel and don't have a passport, so they're uneducated and naive, and they shouldn't
80% of Americans don't have a passport sounds
Yeah.
like an unrealistic statistic.
I think so too. I don't know. She was just basically saying because you don't travel, because you're not a world traveler, you're naive, you don't know what's going on in the world, and so you shouldn't really even, give your opinion on things.
Well, I just
Interesting.
Googled it, and I mean, all you have to do is Google it in the Google AI, which isn't always right, but it's relatively right. 51% of Americans have a passport.
There you go. So,
This is up from 46 in 2023 and 30% in 2008.
yeah, I think I believe that. The other is Alec Baldwin. Didn't say he was going to leave, but he said the other day that the general public is uninformed about reality, and that they are uninformed about Ukraine and climate change and other issues. And I'm like, how out of touch with the general public is that to say that? Both of those
No one
statements.
cares about Ukraine if they can't afford to eat.
Yeah. Yep.
The
Yep.
people that can care about climate change and about Ukraine are privileged to care about those things.
I agree. I agree. I think that, like you said, if you can't feed your family, you can't pay your rent.
You can't pay gas, you can't pay your rent, you
You
can't pay
can't
your
pay
car
for
bill, you can't
electricity
pay.
to have heat.
Yeah.
I mean those types of things. I
and
did
you don't care.
I did think this was funny. Michael Rappaport is suddenly a fan of Trump, and not necessarily a fan, but supported Trump because of the Israel conflict.
Yeah, that was an interesting like 180 for him.
Yep, totally, because he was so outspoken against Trump and like
He was.
crazy online, cursing and yelling at Trump. And
Isn't he from Boston? No, where's Boston or New York? Where's he from?
I think he's from
I
New
thought he was
York.
from Boston, but I think it's just because he's from Boston in that movie we like, The Heat.
Yeah,
But I think it's New York.
yeah.
Um, yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I know some people that were crazy against Trump and they ended up voting for him. So
No, I
it, it,
know.
it really he really shifted a lot of people.
He did shift a lot of people, and I mean, it was just crazy how things kind of fell into place with different things.
Yeah, but I have seen some of Michael Rappaport's like clips about Trump recently, and it's so interesting.
Yeah.
He's sounds so much more level now.
Oh, I know. He sounded insane before. I don't know
I
what,
know.
yeah, what he was on or maybe what he wasn't on, if you know what I mean. Maybe he needed his meds to balance him out or something.
Balancer, yeah.
Yeah. So let's see. Oh, and talking about, I don't know who all has seen this, but you and I have seen it. And if you haven't, if you're listening today, to this podcast and you have not seen the Golden Globes Ricky Gervais roast of Hollywood when he opens up the 2020 Golden Globe Awards,
Yeah.
that is definitely worth watching. I actually watched it again. It popped up for some reason the other day and in my feed, and so I went ahead and clicked on it and watched it again, and it's hilarious.
I mean, just the look on all the celebrities' faces is so priceless.
It is.
Because they're like, who the hell let this guy on stage and approve this speech?
And
And he's just roasting the shit out of him for like 8 minutes. It's a
I know.
long clip.
He's like, you have no idea what's going on in the world. You don't connect to the American people. Just accept your little award. Thank your
Yeah,
agent
accept
and
your little
fuck
award.
off.
Thank your God. Yeah. And I love that line because he's an atheist, and so it was so condescending.
It was.
Thank God.
Yes.
Thank your mom. Leave.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
Tom Hanks looks disgusted.
I was
which
gonna
I
just
find
say that
hilarious.
Tom Hanks' face was hilarious, and I used to like be, and I still am. I still love his work, but his politics, I'm just like, ugh, I just can't stand
Brilliant
it.
actor,
Brilliant
but
actor.
he's kind of pompous in a real personal setting.
And
I think.
you wouldn't think so by watching the
No.
characters that he plays, but also he came on not that long ago. I think I told you this like a year ago, and said he should never have played the role he played in the movie Philadelphia, which was a gay man that contracted AIDS, and that was an attorney, and his firm fired him, and then he goes through the show goes through this lawsuit, but it focuses on he and his partner and all this stuff, and then the relationship with Denzel Washington, who's brilliant in it as well.
I love
Is
Denzel Washington.
Yeah,
Great actor.
he represents Tom Hanks in the suit against the company for firing him. And it's a really powerful movie. It's a great movie. But he said he should have never played a gay man because he doesn't feel like anybody can play that type of role except for someone who's lived it and experienced it. And I'm like, wait, you're an actor. Does that mean you should never have played other roles too? Like, I don't know,
Yeah. I
like
think that's
Forrest
stupid.
Gump. Should he have not played Forrest Gump because he doesn't know what it's like to truly be a mentally challenged individual?
Right. No, that's stupid, and that's stupid to say too, because like, that's so non-appreciative of like the work that you've done. But also, gay actors play straight people all the time.
Absolutely. Jodie Foster, prime
Yeah,
example.
Jodie Foster.
Yeah.
The guy who's really popular right now, Jonathan Bailey, brilliant actor. He played Anthony in Bridgerton, Mom.
Mm-hmm.
And he's gay.
Yeah.
And has a boyfriend and everything, and he's in Wicked playing Fiyero, and that's not a gay character.
the nature of the beast of being an
It
actor.
is.
That's what I don't understand. How you can even say that. Very strange. I don't know.
I kind of get it a little more when you're talking about like little people or like disabled actors, because like I get when people are like, well, hire a disabled actor versus like putting a non-disabled person in a wheelchair,
Right.
or making, who was it that they made the Munchkin in or not the Munchkin, the Oompa
Oh
Loompas
my
in
gosh. And I was shocked about that. Who
Hugh
was
Grant?
that?
Was it Hugh
Yes,
Grant?
it was Hugh
Yeah,
Grant.
they just CGI'd him to be a tiny person instead of hiring all those actors that are actual little
Oh my
people.
gosh. That was
So
stupid. That was weird. That was a
yeah,
weird
I
choice.
kind of get it more from that sense, but like, I don't know. I don't understand it from the point he was saying at all.
Me neither. Me neither. So along the same lines of celebrities, so I think Ricky Gervais is the sassiest man alive because I would love to see him in concert sometime. He actually just got through touring and we missed the boat. He was only in the U.S. for a short period of time. The
He's mean
sexy,
as hell.
what's that?
He's mean as hell.
No, I know. That's why I said I think he's the sassiest man alive. I love him. He makes me laugh. The sexiest man alive.
John Krasinski.
Yes, yes, one of our faves.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I love him.
He-
I mean, they could have just let me pick, and I would have picked him. I love him.
he's a
That's my
great
like
pick.
him and Tom Cruise are my top two celebrity crushes forever. I
Oh
love
yeah,
both of them so much. But if John Krasinski, people are like, oh, well, you have it. When people are complaining, there's people complaining that
they
he's not sexy.
there are always going to be people complaining, but I
Oh,
have a beef with other picks that they've made, but not with this
John
one.
Legend.
Oh,
John,
John Legend.
there's so many good-looking black men, and they pick John Legend. If I'm like, that is ridiculous.
That was
But
ridiculous. So
yeah,
some of
no,
the good ones they've picked in the past, though, Michael B. Jordan. We both
oh,
would like.
so hot,
So hot.
perfect, perfect
Um,
choice.
David Beckham. Oh my gosh.
David Beckham.
Yeah. Um,
I was okay with Patrick Dempsey last year.
I was
I
gonna
was
say
okay with
Patrick
that.
Dempsey was good. Chris Evans, pretty good. He's cute.
He's not my thing, but like,
Yeah, but I get it.
I get it. Yeah,
So bad ones: John Legend, Blake Shelton.
Blake Shelton.
Yeah.
Well, I don't. You know, I don't think Chrissy Teigen's funny at all. I think she's repulsive.
Yes.
But she did tweet when John Legend got Sexiest Man Alive, kind of like, really? And I'm like, that's his wife. And I thought that was funny, but no, I'm like, I thought Idris Elba was a good choice.
I didn't like The Rock.
No, who thinks The Rock's actually
No,
sexy?
he's not
I don't-
sexy.
I've never once heard that from anyone.
No, me neither. So I think that those are my three low ones: was The Rock, John Legend, and Blake Shelton. Paul
They also
Rudd
picked
too.
Johnny Depp.
I think
like
Paul
5
Rudd
times.
is one of the funniest people alive. Paul
Yeah,
Rudd, anything he
that's why
says,
they
I
picked
laugh
him.
at. But is he the sexiest man alive? No.
Well, he kind of said that in his interview.
Well, I don't blame him. He's also, well, not that that matters. He's really tiny, but a lot of these guys are.
Yeah, Tom Cruise. They picked Tom Cruise multiple times. He's like 5'6".
Yeah. And some of the other actors that have been picked, or men that have been picked multiple times, which I'm like, why pick somebody multiple times? Are there not that many good-looking men? And of course, you know,
Richard Gere. I like
Richard
that
Gere,
pick too.
Johnny Depp, Brad Pitt, George Clooney. I mean, they were all good looking at one time. Johnny Depp, I don't know what happened to him. He's no longer good looking. He's no longer sexy. He's weird as
No,
shit.
he's weird
But
now.
he is. But yeah. So I don't know. Do they have to pick him multiple times? But then I was looking. I was thinking about the Seinfeld episode where they said, what is it, like 90% of the population is undateable?
Undateable.
Yeah.
Undateable.
And I pretty much
Yeah.
agree with that. If you look around,
There's another scene that like is almost that exact same conversation to a T, but it's from a movie called How to Be Single, which is one of my favorite movies. I was just talking about it with my friend Rachel yesterday because she was watching it, and it's a way smarter movie than it sounds. It's like Crazy Stupid Love, where
Mhm.
they named it poorly, but this girl goes, no, he like pours nuts out on a bar, and he's like, there's this many men in New York to date, and she's like, no, and she starts smashing the nuts up, and she's like, this many are shorter than me, this many are gay, this many are ugly. I want him to at least be a little tall, maybe have a college degree, and then it's like left with one peanut.
There you go.
Yeah.
And now your task is to try to find that one
Hey,
peanut
you gotta
in
find
the
the nut.
world.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Okay, so moving on, celebrities that were hired by the Harris campaign and supposedly paid, but there's like the USA Today came out and said no, they weren't paid. So I've got conflicting information here, but some of it says Oprah was paid. She wasn't paid directly, but her production company was paid. Well, I'm like, well, that's paying
He was
her.
paid.
That's paying her. Beyonce, Al Sharpton. I don't know. I guess because of the black vote, they hired him and paid him $500,000 to be by Harris's side for some interview or something. But how beat up did Kamala Harris look after Hawaii?
Oh my God. Like, I don't, who was I talking to? Where they were like, she looked drunk. And I'm like, yeah, that was
Oh,
not
she
good.
did. That was a bad move on their part.
It was, whoever watched that video back, recorded, and said, yes, send it out,
Yeah.
idiot. Her whole team is terrible PR. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know who they had doing it. I don't know. I think they were just on Pod Saves America. I think that's the NBC podcast. But yeah, no. She looked like hell. She looked terrible.
She did, and she sounded weird. She sounded like she was intoxicated. So,
She looked like Hillary after Hillary lost.
oh, remember that?
Yeah.
Hillary looked like she'd been drugged up, beat up, drug out of a car. She looked bad. She looked
Well,
bad.
I told you what I would have done if I were Kamala and she was in Hawaii for 2 weeks. I would have told my PR people send them to take pictures of me when I'm like staged and ready for it in Hawaii, and I look like I'm having the most relaxing time of my life.
Right.
You look like you don't care.
Yeah.
Instead, it was like looked like she'd been like you said, like drinking for 2 straight weeks.
Oh, yeah. And exhausted and
Yeah.
depressed looking, and yeah, it was very
Beat up.
yeah, beat up. It was bad. What do you think's next for her?
Nothing.
Nothing?
There, the VP. Once you hit the VP, there's not many pathways to go because if you don't get president, you're not likely to get it. Joe Biden's an anomaly for vice presidents running for office
Yeah.
after they've ended their term. Mike Pence is more like what you would normally see.
Yeah.
So, and she's not going to get a senatorship back.
So they had, and I can't remember who it was, but it was actually a Democrat and an analysis of that and said she has nowhere to go. Like you're saying, she's done. There's also been
she
some.
also got swept.
Yeah.
Or swept. It wasn't close.
Yeah.
If this was a close, I bet she'll go teach somewhere. She'll go be a professor.
That's what I said. That's what I actually
Yeah.
commented to somebody the other day. I said I wouldn't be surprised if something like Stanford, probably because she'll probably want to go home to California. I was thinking Columbia at first and Harvard, and then I'm like, no, I bet she goes for like Stanford University and is a professor there teaching something, and
that's what I see too.
Someone also floated the idea that she would run for governor of California, but California's turned more red than you would think with this election.
And like, if she was a Democratic nominee, she'd probably still get it because of how California is. But Newsom's not giving that up until he thinks that he's got a shot at the presidency.
Absolutely,
she's not winning against Newsom.
No. Also, she can't balance a budget. Obviously, she can't handle money because her campaign is in debt $20 million. And yeah, so I mean, if she can't figure out the money aspect of it, it's a good thing she's not president.
Well, and governor is it's president of the state.
Yep,
that's what it is. So she
100%.
can't handle money. She can't handle being governor.
No,
and
for sure.
she's not going to get back in the Senate. And I don't know. I don't know another suitable option for her other than doing what Hillary did, which is go on a speaking circuit and teach at a prestigious university and come out every 4 years when they ask you about the election.
Yeah, she'll probably put out a book, she'll put out a book, she'll make money off of that, she'll make money off of speaking engagements, she'll get some sort of teaching
And she'll be
thing
enshrined in
gig.
history as the first female high executive. So I mean,
Yeah.
she's got her ticket already for that.
Yeah. Gotcha. I wish I was going to the inauguration.
I know.
I mean, I'm like, it's so expensive though. It's really
Yeah.
expensive. I think I'd rather, instead of even the sanctioned ball, I think I'd rather just go see him get sworn in
Yeah.
and then go to like
Yeah.
there's a Texas ball that's not sanctioned, but the president sometimes shows up at those.
Yeah.
And it's a lot less expensive to go to that one. Plus it's Texas people. And I was like, if I go, that's what I would do, is go see him sworn in and then go to the Texas ball.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Yeah, I'm still checking it out. We'll see. Jean's not on board yet. We'll see. And let's see. So what's up next for Joe Biden? He just pardoned Hunter, and you knew that was coming.
Oh yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, they've been saying for years that
Yep.
he's not going to pardon Hunter, and I'm like, of course he's going to pardon Hunter.
Of course he is.
Also, presidents at the end of their term don't care. Like, they're going to do whatever they want, and they're not going to, especially if they're not running for election, and they're not going to care what they said previously. And so people are like, see, he's a liar. And I'm like, we all knew this. If you didn't know this, then you're not paying attention.
Right. No. And I don't blame him for pardoning him, because who wouldn't, right? And
Exactly.
we all knew he was going to, at least we did. But the thing that kind of surprised me, or like I was like, "Ooh, that's a good way to do it," I guess. He pardoned him all the way back to 2014. So obviously there's
past 10 years.
Yeah.
So what was going on in the past 10 years that he felt the need to specify that?
Exactly. So then you're going, wait, who else is he going to pardon? So if he
he'll
pardons
pardon some other family members and people that are associated with his business for sure.
Exactly.
If I were him though, I would have stirred the pot and I would have pardoned Trump for a couple things.
I would have, and he still could. And I think
he still could.
And he still could.
It would be hilarious.
Yes, it would be hilarious. And I think he might do that, actually. I wouldn't be surprised at that, especially some of the things that he's done lately.
No, I know. I wouldn't be shocked about that either, because then who can complain? Everybody would be angry.
Right.
Yeah. I find that funny. But
yeah. No surprise there, but I guess I was a little surprised by the 2014. So I'm kind of curious to see how that plays out.
Well,
See
I
what
feel
else
like I don't
up.
usually like when I see like the presidential pardons, I don't usually see a date associated with them. They might all have a date associated with them. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Or if it's just a specific offense, but yeah, no, I feel like that's unusual. I'll have to look into that, see if that's like a normal thing or if we're just paying more attention now because it's Hunter.
Could be. Let's see. Let's talk about. Well, do you want to talk about places like Walmart starting to walk back some policies from the last 4 years?
What'd they do?
Well, they're doing away with their DEI program, which.
What did their DEI program do? Was it for hiring?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So did it prefer minorities, like when hiring like management, or how did that work?
I don't exactly know that. I just know that there's companies that are now and universities and stuff too, that are going back on the DEI initiatives, including their specific departments dedicated specifically to DEI. So I just think it's kind of interesting that's one thing that they're walking back right now.
I think people care less about it now than they did.
I think so. Well, I think it's super divisive. It
is. And like, I get like wanting to have like, especially like with journalism school, they teach you, right, that you want to have a lot of diversity in like your perspectives so that you get a well-rounded perspective. But at the same time, you can't like manufacture that. I think that happens when you pick people that you think are going to succeed in whatever position you're choosing for, right?
Yeah. Well, I know Hollywood has that too, where they designated you have to have a certain percentage of minority actors and actresses and production team and all of that.
The percentage is crazy.
Yeah, I think so too. I think so too. I think that's a little, especially on set, like I get like some, if you have people working for you, you want the best people working for you. That's what
No
I'm
matter
coming to.
what.
No
That's what I
matter
think
what.
too.
Yeah. Like I wouldn't want somebody just to hire me because I was a woman.
No, me
Ever.
neither.
Ever. You know, I wouldn't want somebody to go, "Oh yeah, well we hired her, you know, she's female and she's going to, you know, she fits that ticket for us, that check box." And I would be
There's a
like,
whole George Lopez episode about this, by the way.
"Oh, really? Wow, he was
Yeah,
ahead
where
of his
they
time."
try to hire him for something,
Yeah.
and like, because he's the manager of that plant
Mhm.
in the show. They try to hire him as like a big executive for, like, I can't remember if it's his company or a different company, but then he basically finds out they're like, oh yeah, we got a Mexican guy, and he's
Yeah.
like, he turns it down. He's like, I don't want it for that.
Well,
Hire somebody else
exactly.
that wants it for that. I don't
I'd
want it for
want
that.
somebody to hire me and go, she was the best person for the job. She's going to get it done, you know?
Yeah.
So, I think that's how people should look at it, and I think it also, I think it's kind of offensive to minorities, honestly. That
Well,
they
yeah, because what I think it says is that people that are minorities can't typically get that position by themselves, so they need the extra
right,
help.
which is
And I
false.
think that's great. I mean, yeah, that's totally false.
Yeah.
So I don't know. And it honestly, I think it's funny that it disadvantages all those programs disadvantage Asians more than they do white people.
Yeah.
Have you heard that?
Yes, I have. Yeah.
Like, because Asian people tend to do the best on standardized testing, like statistically, and it doesn't matter. Like, it's really hard if you're Asian American or like from one of the Asian countries to get into like one of the top schools in the US.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Crazy. Crazy
Interesting.
times. So hopefully
I think people don't care as much about it. It's not as hot as it was in 2020 when the George Floyd and Black Lives Matter thing happened and
right.
people focus on that. I think it's kind of just like petered out.
Yeah, I think so. That's one thing, the whole DEI thing I think needs to just go away, and I'm hoping that that's the case, that this is like a trend now, that these companies are walking it back, and universities are walking it back, and things are going to be more like based on performance.
Yeah.
You know,
They just
performance
based on
based. Like,
performance.
what company, if you go to work for a company, also, they do so many things, like your bonuses and everything are based on performance. I think that is a good way to do it. You know, people work hard, and if you work hard, it pays off. Hard work pays, press. How many times have you heard that from your
Million.
basketball days?
Yeah. One of my basketball coaches used to say that, and he
Yes.
said it every practice. And then my dad adopted it. So,
Yes.
Gene says it.
That's what Gene does. So another thing, I know this bugs you, the recent focus on, again, on gender specific bathrooms.
It bugs me from either side, actually. And people are, I think, surprised by that opinion. I don't think there should be any law about bathrooms and who should go in what bathroom, because that is, I think it's counterproductive either way. Because my thing is, if somebody's making people uncomfortable in the bathroom, you're immediately aware of that person. And it doesn't matter who or what they look like, or if they're a man or a woman. If they're uncomfortable, making people uncomfortable in the bathroom, they need to go, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And my thing is, with probably 95% of transgender people just want to blend.
Yeah.
They don't want to stand out, especially not in the bathroom, right?
Right.
And I'm not going up to anybody that's not causing an issue in the bathroom and asking them if they're a man or a woman.
Right. I guess the flip side is, though, you don't have a child. And let me tell you, when you have a little girl.
I know. I get that.
Yeah, when you have a little girl.
When you make laws, people are going to take advantage of the law, right?
Yeah.
But not right now. The way the bathroom situation is right now is people can go in the bathroom they pick, right? But if you make a law that says people can go in the bathroom they pick, then men are going to take advantage of that, and they're going to be pervy in women's bathrooms.
Yeah.
But if you make a law that no one of the opposite gender is allowed in the bathroom, then instead of it just being a social norm, then people are going to start policing who's in the bathroom.
Right.
Which I find, if people are going to take it into their own hands, it's going to be like random Karens in Walmart yelling at a manly looking woman and asking her if she has a penis.
Oh my gosh.
So I just think that that's counterproductive either way, and I think we're
Yeah.
focusing way too much on it. And I get the kid argument. I completely understand. I wouldn't. If I had children, I would be way more wary of it too. But I think it creates more problems
Yes.
no matter which side you make a law for.
Yeah. Okay.
So I don't know.
All right, so let's end things on a little bit lighter note. We did the Thanksgiving turkey trot on Thanksgiving Day, and there are anybody who runs any kind of race, whether that's a fun run, a 5 mile, a 5K, a 10K, whatever, half marathon. When you run these races, you see people that don't look like they can run at all, and they're passing you.
Yeah, I mean, you could be running the marathon. It's the same way.
I know, any race. I mean, like, I see people that I think I'm in pretty good shape and I'm running, and they're just like, it looks like a 90-year-old man shuffling along, and he passes me, or a girl that has the biggest saddlebags I've ever seen in my life, poor thing, and she's moving and she passes me, and I'm like, how is this happening?
Running the 8 mile, and somebody that looks like they've never run before in their life always passes me at like mile 7, and
I
I'm like, you
know.
know what? I can't. I don't know. I don't even know. I don't know how that's possible. But
Also, Dad's signing us up for the turkey trot in Frisco instead of the
oh
downtown
my God,
Dallas one is hilarious,
and not telling any of us until like the day before. He didn't tell me until like the day before.
right?
And Justin came over and was like, "Your dad signed us up for the wrong turkey trot."
Well, it was a very boring run compared to downtown.
Oh my God,
Yeah.
Justin was like, it was understimulating, and I'm like,
Yes.
yeah, it was.
Totally.
We're not doing that one again. Gene can go do that one if he
Yeah.
wants to do that one. Not doing that one again.
No, we're doing the real one, the real turkey
By the
trot.
time you get to downtown Frisco, you could have been 50% of the way to downtown Dallas anyway.
I totally agree. Yeah, but it is a good way to start your Thanksgiving day off. I mean, I feel I didn't wear the right shoes at all, obviously, because I was sore for 3 or 4 days. So I just now got over it.
Well, people also have like there's a joke on the internet, Mom, that's like people are afraid of marrying into turkey trot families. Like
Oh,
they're
really?
fearful of it. Yeah. Because the people that don't run on Thanksgiving don't want anything to do with running on Thanksgiving.
Yeah, and when people
They
come
want to,
visit us for Thanksgiving, they run with us. They
yeah,
must run.
they don't like it either.
They don't have a choice. Yeah.
No, I remember like people were like, I just want to get up and drink a mimosa and watch the parade. I'm not running. And I'm like, okay.
No, we run in our family. And
Yeah, I know.
JJ was funny. I texted her and told her that I missed her and loved her and happy Thanksgiving. And I said we're going to
She's
run.
happy she's not running.
I said we're going to run the turkey trot, and she said the best part of Thanksgiving and the worst part of Thanksgiving at the same time. I'm like, that's fair.
Oh my
Uh,
gosh.
and then
That's so
holiday shopping. Today's Cyber Monday. I didn't know if you knew. You know what Cyber
Mm,
Monday is, right?
I do.
Yeah.
But now it's so anticlimactic now because they like put deals for like the whole month. And they're like,
Well,
Black Friday is every Friday in November. And I'm like, why?
no, I totally agree. It used to be like a Black Friday used to be this hysterical
I
thing that
remember.
yeah, it was like people like in a frenzy would go to Walmart and buy a TV for $100 or $50
At
or
5
whatever.
in the morning.
And people would sleep camp overnight and yeah, or they'd leave at 4 or 5. I left the lake house at like 4 in the morning,
I
4:30 in the
remember.
morning
Yeah,
with one
I
of Mike's
remember with
girlfriends
Uncle
or
Mike's
something.
girlfriend at the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we got to Walmart and it was like, you don't want to get trampled going into Walmart on Black Friday. But they stopped doing that and started doing like this thing where, like you said, they offer it the whole month practically and start early and end late. And then a lot of people don't even do the Cyber Monday because they just offer Black Friday even online that extends past Thanksgiving and
Friday
past Friday.
weekend.
Yeah, and it'll hit today too, and probably end at the end of today or tomorrow. But
Well,
there
I
are
also
some
saw
good
a
deals.
TikTok where this girl was saying like, I'm sorry, don't offer me 15% off on Black Friday. That is not a Black Friday deal. I
No.
need like 80% off for
Yes.
Black Friday.
Yes,
And I'm
agree.
like, that's so true. It used to be like crazy deals, and now it's like, get your 10% off, but also give us your phone number. And I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah, that's kind of what we did at Hoffman too, just because we can never, our margins were not not big. So we had to give like little discounts here and there. And everybody's like, well, where's the big deal?
Yeah, where's the Black Friday deal?
Yeah.
This is like a regular Tuesday.
There's some cool things though that are, I guess, hot presents for the year, this year for Christmas.
Okay.
You can send a charcuterie board to
That's
somebody,
cute.
which I think is pretty cute. Or you could do food from Gold Belly, which is one of my favorites. But you can pick like instead of just like something sweet for someone, send them like if they're from Philadelphia, send them Philly cheesesteaks from one of the actual places from Philadelphia.
Yeah.
Things like that, like regional favorites from wherever they grew up, or let's say they grew up loving, I don't know, strawberry rhubarb pie. You can find the best one on Gold Belly and send it from you to them. So I like that.
What the hell is a Vital Flex Core Muscle Stimulator?
Okay, so that has popped up. Like I did some searching online and that's popped up multiple times, which is so
What is
weird.
it?
Even on the New York Times list of things to buy. So it's like kind of like a athletic, what athletes use to improve their core muscle, and it like attaches to you here and it stimulates your. I know it looks like one of those things.
Can't work.
The reason I put it on here is because it keeps popping up, but it looks like one of those things that you would buy like late night TV
Infomercial.
on an infomercial, and you got the closet full
It's
of,
like my shake weight. You know what I'm
Yes.
talking about?
It's like that. So I just thought that was kind of funny. And then there was a heated vest, which I'm actually tempted to get Grandpa.
Oh yeah, he would like that.
I think he'd like that. And then
A Theragun. A Theragun seems like a better gift than the.
I love the
ab kit.
Theragun. I love those.
I know.
That's the
I
best
literally
thing ever.
had to take it out of the packaging so Dad didn't return it after he saw the price because I knew he would use it, but
Yeah.
he needed to take it out.
Another cool thing, I always like the JBL speakers. The little portable speakers are a
Love
good
my
gift.
JBL speaker.
And I got those like for people 2 years ago, I think. But those are still hot items. And then I loved
They're a
this
good
one.
price range too. They're like $50.
Yeah,
It's not bad.
50. You can spend 50 to $100 on one, and depending
They're
on what.
great speaker.
Yeah.
So
Another thing I thought was really cool was the Funko Pop Yourself. Those little they're Funko Pop dolls, and they have like the big heads, and the little bodies, the little the little. You know what I'm talking about, right? I'll have to have one of them pop up on the screen.
I just looked it up. I know what you're talking
Yeah,
about.
yeah. But you can do that too. Like you can send them a picture of yourself or a relative or your best friend, and they can make a doll out of them. I think that's fun.
I think it's funny.
I think that's really cute. And then
that's not a bad idea.
I just thought this was really cute. It was called a Smoko potato light, and it's like a little potato that's a night light. Like it's shaped like a potato. You have to look that one up too. That's really cute.
I'm looking it up right now.
And then
Oh wait, it's cute.
Isn't it cute? I thought it was really cute.
One.
You want one?
I have a dumpling one.
Maybe
you got me.
And then the other one was like, this was cute for a kid too. It's like a tote fort, and it's a tote bag that has the whole fort kit in it.
That's fun.
Yeah,
That's
it has
really
like these things like the thin blankets to put up and tuck into dressers and all that kind of stuff. You can take that to like a sleepover or whatever. Okay, so I watched Four Christmases last night.
Love that movie.
I love that movie. It's one of my favorite Christmas movies. So, what are your 2 favorite Christmas movies?
My 2 favorite Christmas movies are probably, I don't know, Scrooge is pretty good, but Christmas Vacation for sure. I love that movie.
That's classic.
Yeah. I think Scrooge, if we're going like Christmas movies.
So Scrooged is one that a lot of people haven't seen. No, Scrooge they have, but Scrooged with Bill Murray, is that the one you're talking about?
That's the one I'm talking about.
Yeah. No, that's so sassy.
Not the regular one. No, I like the Bill Murray one where they say a lot of bad words and it's mean and weird.
No, that's a great one.
I remember we made Leslie and Kennedy and Tori watch that movie, and it was like after we had the cookie party and we were all drinking, and they go, "What the hell is this movie?" And Leslie was flabbergasted by it, and then Kennedy will be like, "Can we watch the evil Christmas movie again?" And I'm like, I love that's what you call it, because that's exactly what it is. But no, I love those 2 movies. But I also like honorable mention for the Just Friends with Ryan Reynolds and
Oh, that's a good one.
where he was in the fat suit.
Yeah, that's a good one.
That one and Four Christmases are like my two like rom-com Christmas movies that I love.
So I loved Elf, of course, and
Elf's a classic.
yeah, and Die Hard. You got to watch Die Hard on Christmas.
Watch Die Hard Christmas Day.
Yeah.
That's very yeah.
And then I used to stay up at late at night and on Christmas Eve when I was growing up and watch either White Christmas or It's a Wonderful Life.
I like both of those
like
too.
both of
I
those
think they're
movies.
both very like yeah. I like White Christmas a lot. It's very Broadway-esque and
Yes.
yes. But I also I liked the Polar Express when I was little. Still like that movie.
Which one?
And Polar Express.
Oh, I love Polar Express. That was
I
a good
think that's a
one.
great movie. And
That was like one of the first movies I think where they did like made a animation of a actual
it was
person.
CGI. Yeah,
Yeah.
it was and it like Tom Hanks plays like 4 characters.
Yes. Yeah.
It's very bizarre. But it's also kind of a weird movie, but good movie.
I liked it. I watch
Yeah.
it every year. So we haven't seen Wicked yet.
No, we need to see Wicked.
We'll see that when you're back in town in 2 weeks.
Yes.
And then anything else?
I had another Christmas movie I was gonna say was one of my favorites, but I can't remember what it was now.
Planes, Trains, and Automobiles?
No, that's
Oh.
not a Christmas movie. That's a
It's more of a
Thanksgiving movie.
Thanksgiving movie, yeah. But I love that
It's
one
about
during the
Thanksgiving.
holidays.
I like that movie a lot, though. That's a good movie.
I used to take that out to the lake house with us and make everybody watch it.
No, my favorite Christmas movie is Christmas Vacation. That's the best Christmas movie.
It is. It's very funny. The squirrel.
I like
the squirrel coming
not
out of the
even
tree.
the squirrel. Not even the squirrel. It's Elaine and her husband.
Oh
in
my
that
gosh.
movie.
Yes.
Margot,
Yes.
Todd.
Margot and
Those are
Todd.
the best characters.
Why is the stereo wet, Todd? I don't know, Margot.
No, Margot. I love their lines. And I love when Clark Griswold says, bend over and I'll show you.
Oh, and then he said, "How dare you talk to me that way?" And he said, "Who says I'm talking to you?" That is the funniest movie. That's the funniest line in the whole movie, I think.
I also like when the weird cousin said that she fell down a well and her eyes went cross and then she got kicked by a mule and they went back. I don't know. I love that line.
Oh my gosh, those are great.
That's the best Christmas movie by far.
So, I guess just to wrap up, thieves this time of year, everybody be careful, watch your packages, watch yourself, thieves don't like noise, lights, crowds, and locks. So just try to remember that. Noise, lights, crowds, and locks. Lock your doors, lock your car, stay in groups. Also, there's like this new, it's not new thing, but I guess it's heightened right now, which compared to normal, is people are following other people home from shopping and they're attacking them in their driveways. So just be aware of your surroundings. And I know it's crazy. And I mean, it's probably always happened around this time of year, but it's like a thing right now, more so than normal. But hide your packages too in your car, cover them up with, if you don't have one of those like little slide things in your SUV or your truck to cover them up, just keep a dark blanket in your car and throw them over your packages while you're in other stores, or when you come home, take them in right away. Don't leave them in your car overnight. And I think that's it for now. Got anything else, girly?
Nope.
Okay. Thanks for joining us today. And you can find the Baker Take on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube if you want to watch the video version, and a number of other podcast platforms. So check us out, subscribe. We would love for you to follow us, and we'll see you and talk to you next time. This has been the Baker Take.